Hi everyone, so today's card I'm showing you is a card that I saw on the internet, and I think it was by ScanNCut, and I think she called it a Hexagon pop-up card. I've seen a few people make this card, but she kind of made it slightly differently, and I thought that I would make a ScanNCut cutting file for it. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So I've got all the bits already prepared. And I'm also using my favourite designer series paper, which is the Hues of Happiness, which you can see here. And I'm using our in colour glimmer card. I'm not sure how well this comes over. It's actually ombre. It's all the colours in the pack in the 5 in colours are ombre. So this one I've cut as an ombre, and these 3 I've cut from the bottom half of the piece of card where it goes darker. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the card together. So in your cutting file, you're going to get these 5 strips, okay? So these 2 that have got the tabs on the end are the 2 that I'm going to use first, and I'm going to glue those together. So the side with no tab glues to one of the sides with the tab, like so. So you're making a long strip. So I'm just going to fold and burnish on that fold line, just to make it easier for me to see where I'm gluing up to, because you don't want to go over that fold, you just want to go up to it, not on it or over it. Okay, so I'm going to apply some glue, and I'm going to use Tombow, which is a wet adhesive, and it just gives me a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm going to line that up so it lines up top and bottom and up to that score line, but not over it, so that when you fold that score line, it's going to fold nicely. Now I'm going to fold the other score line and glue this together. But before I do that, there's also 2 score lines here and 2 score lines here. So I'm going to fold and burnish those fold lines that I've put in the cutting file for you, and then we're going to glue this together. Okay, so again, I'm just going to grab my wet glue. You could use, a double-sided adhesive tape. You could use our Stampin' Seal Plus, that would hold this, but I find wet glue just gives you a little bit more time to wiggle, your cardstock into place. So that basically is the base of your card. You've got your 3 shapes on either side. Then you've got this other piece that again has got 3 score lines in it. So you're going to fold and burnish on those score lines, and this is going to glue inside there. So this end panel and this end panel sticks to the middle of your front and back section. So again, I'm going to use wet glue, and I'm just going to put one in at a time. So again, it's going to line up between the 2 fold lines here. And again, this front piece is not coming over that score line. And then when you've got it into place, just give it a rub with your bone folder or your hand, just to distribute that adhesive. And again, I'm going to do this one, and this one's going to pop in here, in between those 2 fold lines in this section, and this section not going past the fold line here. Okay, and again, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to give it a rub. Now, I've actually slightly creased this bit here when I was going to fold on the dash line. So this can be my front because there's going to be a panel that's going to stick over that. So that's how you're looking now. So as I say, I've cut these 3 squares to go on the front. So again, I'm going to stick them down, but I think this time for speed, I'll use my Seal Plus. And they're just going to sit. I've made these 1/8 of an inch smaller, so there's not a lot of white space showing around these. I'm not going to decorate the back. You can cut, you know, 6 of these and 6 of your matting layers if you want to do the front and the back. But I'm just doing the front. Again, I'm just going to use my Seal Plus. And again, these have been made 1/8 of an inch smaller. So you see some of that glimmer card behind. Okay, so your basic construction of your card, you could leave like that because it folds flat, and then, you know, hopefully the recipient would know that it's meant to kind of pop out in this shape. But what Sam did, she also made some like pop-up strips. I don't personally think it needs it. It's going to fold flat and then it's going to stand up. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to put these other strips together, which I didn't use in the card. So basically you've got 2 of them. You've got a wider end at one end than the other. So you start by mounting, folding, then valley, then mounting, then valley, then mounting. And that kind of makes 1/2 of the spring. So you get to this wide section again. So then you make sure that's a mounting, and you do a valley, mounting, valley, like so. And then you've got this bit on the end. And basically you glue this tiny piece onto the bottom of there, and that's part of the spring. Okay, then you do the same with the other one, and you glue this on top of this, glued like that, and that would be glued the same. And then you put both of those together, you glue them together, and then they glue in here like that. So on there and on there, and that basically keeps the card together. Okay, that's kind of the spring. So when it's flat in the envelope, it'll stay flat, and then when they pull it out of the envelope, it's got that kind of spring mechanism inside there, like so. And you just glue it in so it's flush to the bottom. But I didn't use it, but it's in your cutting file in case you want to use it. So now I've got these 2 pieces. So this is going to stick onto here. Now, because I'm gluing this onto glimmer card, I am going to use some wet glue, just because I think it will hold it better. And this one, I've actually cut so the border is a little bit bigger. Then I've got all my elements from the designer series paper. So now I'm just going to decorate the front of this panel using some of these pieces and the leaves that I cut with my ScanNCut from the designer series paper. But this Hues of Happiness suite does have dies, and it does cut out the flowers from the paper. So I'm going to put this one down flat. So again, I'll just use my tape runner, and I'm going to pop this one up, I think, and this one on dimensionals. So I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on that one and a couple of dimensionals on this one. So that one I'm going to pop like so. Now this one, my ScanNCut just cut a little bit out of this flower, so I'm going to hide that with that one. Then I'm going to start popping in some of the leaves, and I'm going to use my wet glue again for that. So just put a little bit of wet glue and kind of tuck those in. And I literally just scanned in my piece of designer series paper, and I just told the ScanNCut just to scan a certain area. So let's see, so we'll have that one there. Then I might put, let's see, pop that one in there, like so. And then I've got another double one there that I can probably pop in there, like so. So those flowers can be saved for another project. I'm going to bring in my glossy dot assortment. I think these were part of this suite. I can't remember. Everything will be linked. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll all be linked directly underneath the video, but underneath the video also is a link to my website and blog, and the address is here on the screen anyway, applelover53.co.uk. Just select the blog tab and then look for the picture of this card. So I think what I'll do, I'll just pop a couple of these in the different sizes on the front, like so. And then this is going to stick on this panel. So you just want to apply some glue to this panel, and then you want to center this to the bottom of your card. Again, only up to that fold line, not past it. Just turn it over, give it a rub, and that's your card. Okay, I'll try and take a better photograph of it for the thumbnail and for the blog post. Now, what you could also do, you could cut another piece of white card and stick it to the back here, and then you could write your greeting there, or you could write your greeting across these three sections. So when it's finished, this card is 6 by 6, so it will go in an envelope that is fit for a 6 by 6 card. And I do have envelopes on my website that you can cut with your ScanNCut, and I'm sure there is a 6 by 6 one as well. So that's today's project. So I hope you like it. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.